Hey, we're playing with the open hearth today. We are playing Lordsworn. This is our final session, week 4 for our characters. It's our fifth session, but it is week 4 for our characters. My name is Dana. My friends are he, him. And yeah, I can't wait to see if we make it. Uh, uh, or us as players, obviously. Uh, the characters are doomed.
But perhaps some will be slightly less doomed than others. Um, I'm T, she, her, and oh yeah, I'm just down to Charlotte and Jor'ilt because last week we lost Hestia. Rip.
And I'm Mads, they, them, and I'm down to Kai Hearthsworn and Sovan Ceylon, so we'll see who survives. This will be great. Yeah.
Yeah, and I should mention I'm down to Wulfrid and Trina because Zoti, died too. Um, Trina is untouched by this whole affair, at least physically. Uh,
She's so cool, man.
she's so cool. No, she's gonna be the Knight Forlorn, obviously, next next month.
There we go.
Okay, sorry. So let me read the intro for week 4, where we will have events open-filled and apocalyptic. The world cries out in agony, and once human shapes twist and deform. While home is closer than it's ever been, it feels like the road ahead is longer than it's ever been. None you meet will give you anything but a blade in the gut or inhuman howls. Stick close to one another and tread lightly, lest you join the monsters stalking the fringes of your camp every night. I guess we were there slightly last week. So we start with an omen-filled um, event. We should roll a single d4, see what that gets us.
And I have rolled a
That's
4.
4 and
Two.
two twos. So the open-filled table is on page 69 in the PDF.
Nice. Sorry. I'm mature. It's great.
No, I can tell you, Richard, because you didn't laugh when it was page 67.
Okay.
So what do we think? I guess we have already had the Hungering one, so we should discount that in terms of an entity. So
Mhm.
we are left with Desecrated Temple, Ruined
Mhm.
Tavern, or Empty Village. I
Right.
guess we're being pushed towards a place.
Yeah. I mean, and feels like, foreboding, fits or, you know. Mm,
We've had a tavern before, and we've also had an empty city.
Yeah,
So I'm slightly leaning towards temple.
Desecrated Temple. Yeah.
Yeah,
hmm
for the variety.
Okay.
And
Loathsome. Sorry.
Loathsome. We like Loathsome,
I
Oh,
mean,
I like that.
loathsome.
Yeah.
The loathsome is always fun.
in which case it'll be Screaming or Defiling.
Uh, I mean, the temple's already desecrated, so I mean,
Mm.
unless we're gonna do some more or somebody's gonna do some more, then screaming was always fun.
Yeah, I like screaming.
Yeah.
I'm imagining like uh kind of like wind chimes, but instead of that, they're like Aztec death whistles.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah, wow. And is that part of the original decor, or is that the defiled part?
I mean, that's gotta be part of the desecration, right? No one wants to come,
Yeah.
give
No.
alms and chat with the rector or whatever if there's just like screaming constantly in the background.
Yeah. No.
That's fair. That's fair.
hmm
Um, so what do we think? Could this be like what we almost imagine is like the first marker of home, like on the outskirts, and we are getting to this, and it's like, I mean, this is it. We've reached home, but it is like desecrated and terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's got to be a temple to Mavos,
yeah,
or was at one point.
yeah.
Yeah.
But because of the death of the gods and all that kind of stuff, I mean, I'm sure that, like, people have done their damnedest to, you know, show their total disrespect and, yeah, dissolution of anything sacred. So,
Mm. Okay, so I guess we should draw cards to see which of our Lordsworn is facing this.
sure. Okay. Okay, dokie.
Hmm. So I've drawn Wulfrid coins or Grizzled Veteran.
I've drawn our freshly promoted lieutenant. Oh, God. Oh,
And I've
how?
got Jor'ilt, the Wandering Spellblade.
So yeah, what do you think this temple looks like, or what do you remember of it from its heyday?
Which of us do you think swore our original, vow to follow Mavos here?
With I think perhaps Wilfred, given that it
Hmm.
seems obvious that he is not from the area of Trufast. He comes from a distant northern kingdom.
Hmm. So would he be a local boy to hear?
Well,
Or this was
just
just the most convenient one
yeah,
for him at the
I
time?
think this is like where he kind of first entered the orbit of Mavos, right? Um, maybe after a failed campaign with his first militia or something like that.
Hmm.
Do you think I and Jor'ilt are kind of more local, or are they also um, from from a long way away?
Hmm. I feel like Joralt would also probably be from, I think they're from the east of Trufast, or to the east of Trufast, and uh, would probably have met most of the rest of you there. Um, yeah, also a mercenary, but I think has traveled in different circles than Wilfred.
I think, yeah, Kai's probably like, southern. I feel like he's southern born, like, south of Trufast. So,
Hmm.
like, a little bit more tender, tender-hearted, although this is really beating the crap out of him right now. So, yeah.
Also, we've never actually said this, but in my mind, we've been traveling roughly north.
Mhm.
Uh, so do you think we've been recently passing through Kai's homeland?
Yeah, I mean, like, that's kind of why I think it hit him hard, like, when we went through the one village.
Mm-hmm.
When we went through that strange village, because, he had his keepsake, and he was thinking about his sib as we were passing through. So, yeah. What kind of desecration do we see in this temple?
I wonder if we hear it first.
We have to have heard it first.
And then let me check our safety really quick. Maybe we smell it next. Maybe there are the remains of those who were defending the temple, and they've just been left. And it's been, about a month at this point.
Yeah.
If this happened right after right after Mivos died.
Yeah.
And I think Wulfrid, who, despite his wounds, was kind of, walking a little bit straighter and better these last few days, knowing that we were getting close, rushes up to the first body and obviously recognizes this person, someone maybe like Wulfrid, who just stayed behind instead of going to war. And I think maybe at that moment, that's when we kind of hear those whistles. Maybe a gust of wind carries the noise, this inhuman screaming toward ears.
What is that?
There's already a spell sort of sparkling on Jorilt's fingers. She is looking around. I'm not sure, but I don't like it.
No. I don't even know if my horn could break past its dissonance, making me feel ill. We need to find whatever's making that sound.
Yeah, I think Wilfred is right there with you or already on the way.
Kai's trying not to look at the bodies, He's focusing on the sounds. I mean, I don't know if there's more than one whistle or whatever, but I mean, just trying to focus on the origin of those screams.
And I think Jor'ilt is not looking away. And they'll fall in. I think at this point you sort of subconsciously fallen into formation. Uh, Probably with Wulfrid taking point. And they'll say, if whatever did this were men once, they're beasts now.
They must have been beasts before. This can't have been. Everything we've seen so far is that people are slowly changing. But these people, they were here straight away. They were just waiting. Agents of whatever evil we faced on the battlefield.
It's like they were ready to ambush.
If this is what it looks like here. And she doesn't finish the thought.
No, we're so close. Let's clear this temple as best as we can. Take care of the scream. Honor the dead. Clear the temple. And push on. We have to. We will.
Agreed. I did not want to spend the night here.
No.
I wonder if if the thing making the noise eventually turns out to be the temple itself, like the open doorways and such, are
Mm.
somehow creating this whistle, and it's the desecration of the temple that has transformed it into this death rattle.
Yeah, I think maybe as we're making our way and like Kai's trying to focus on where the sound is coming from, it's like it seems it's coming from this particular like hallway, or like it's coming down like that particular corridor, or it's coming down like, through this door. And I think maybe that's where we realize it. The whole edifice. It's crying. It's been ruined.
What do you think, Jor'ilt? Can we burn the evil out of this place?
And they snap their fingers and cup a white flame in her palm, and she says, "I'm willing to try." I'm so sorry, Wulfrid.
I don't know what we'll do if Trufast is like this.
We will deal. We will face. We will face it as it comes. But right now, this is what we have to deal with. Are you all right if we do this?
I'll be okay, sir.
And Kai nods. And he'll look to Jor'ilt and say, should we also make this their funeral pyre, or do we honor them away from the desecration?
I feel defending this place. I would not take it from them now.
All right. Maybe he'll now this is where he'll actually go to each of the defenders, and he'll put them in a position of honor, of like how we would place them if they were going to go on the actual pyre. Face up, hands folded in front of them if they're able to. And yeah.
Is this where we should roll some dice?
Yeah.
I think it is. Is anyone gonna try and stop us?
Oh man. Damn. Oh God. that's weird.
Is
For
the
some reason, it's like
formatting?
I can
Yeah.
see the numbers.
Okay. I don't know why, but we'll survive.
It's fine.
We all done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the
Right.
form
I'll just change
all
my.
messed up.
She.
Sorry. I don't know how to get mine to show up.
No, that was right. Yeah.
Okay. That should be okay.
Okay.
So we all happy with our deployments?
Think so.
So none of us take any wounds, and we succeed. But man, we don't feel good about it.
No.
Um, yeah, does it make more sense to lead with Jor'ilt, given that you're doing the magic stuff? You can,
Yeah.
you can tell us what's happening, what the kind of pushback is, or if there is any pushback.
Yeah. I think the magic that's at play here is that this temple is, I mean, there's things in it that's flammable, but it's mostly made of stone. Um, and so they are um I think they're removing their mask and sort of making their way through the temple, lighting, a series of small fires, and then eventually they, come out the front door. They're, I think, pretty sure I said Gerilt's feathers are in her eyebrows, so looking sort of sweaty, bedraggled. Um, and I think she will. Who do we think the head of this temple was? What was their title?
Abbott.
Abbott. Uh, and I think Wulfrid, she will place a medallion that the abbot wore, uh, a symbol of his rank, in your palm, and then turn uh, and sit in meditation. And as she does, you know, 20, 30 minutes later, you can see these white flames licking up the stones as they begin to burn.
I think maybe as the flames are burning, maybe we still hear the screaming, but then, like, underneath the screaming, maybe we hear, or we think we hear, like maybe the cries, perhaps. Maybe somehow we're back there when the defenders were trying to keep this temple safe, and we hear them battling. We hear them cry out to each other. We hear them, and as they're struck down. Maybe that's what is causing the, you know, the descent of morale.
I mean, I think Wulfrid is standing there, and as we hear the screams that are the kind of the dying moments of our comrades, you hear him kind of mumbling under his breath the way they were killed. And you don't know if it's just his sense of how the fight would have gone based on their wounds and all that, or whether it's just him kind of living a nightmare. Um, by the end of that now, he is just waiting for the flames to die down so that he can walk walk past it on the way to Trufast.
Maybe that's the last shot we see is the few remaining members of this company. For all we know, the only living servants of Magos, uh, passing these smoldering ruins.
Right. Maybe each one of them, as they pass, like, raise their eyes or lower them accordingly and think their thoughts and just, look perhaps with a little bit of dread towards Trufast.
I wonder if Wulfrid, falls in alongside Jor'ilt and says, "These days now it's only ourselves who can ensure we are safe on the road. With this madness abroad, this world isn't worth living in."
Hmm. Perhaps. But you've come a long way. You're an old soldier. I still hope for you, for all of us, a worthy death.
Not sure the world has those anymore either.
And I think they just sort of reach over and place a hand on your shoulder for a moment, and then continue on in silence.
Maybe maybe Kai will turn to the others as we go. We all make our way past the temple, and we crest a one hill, so this way it's not in view anymore, even if we look back. And maybe this is where Kai will turn to everyone and say, "We are so close. We don't know what we're going to see. when we get to Trufast. But whatever it is, we need to hold on to each other. We may be all that's left. Continue on. And bring strength to each other. For it is all we have. And he'll turn away and keep moving forward towards Trufast.
You happy with that? We want to leave it there?
Yeah.
Let's take a break.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're back for our final event, one way or the other. The table is on page 70. So you cannot stay on page 69 forever. So let's roll a single d4 each and see what that gets us. The 2. Another 2.
Oh, man.
So I got 1 and 2 2s.
Oh, boy.
Boy, indeed. I mean, I love whatever the Sunless Ones are.
I mean, it would make sense that they're the ones that wowed up our,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, undead Lordsworns also good. I guess it depends whether we're happy with, you know, ancient battling / parading Sunless Ones, right?
Ooh, I like parading.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Like, what is it they're carrying around and showing off? Nothing good.
They feel triumphant.
Parading themselves, their prisoners,
Mm-hmm.
the remains of the slain gods. I mean, it could be all of the above.
Yeah,
You know.
could
Wow.
be. Yeah.
So we.
Oh, I have I have a very horrible thought. Hold on, let me check. Safety. Hold on. Safety. Okay, it's not. Like, what if it's kind of like we kind of got a foreshadowing of it, like with the zealots or whatever. And these instead are the Sunless Ones who decided to take bits from every god that was slain, and they are essentially wearing a bit of, you know, like how Kali has her skirt of hands or skulls. Same deal, same kind of deal. I'm just saying. You know, but with all the different gods that got slain. So, you know, maybe that's what they're parading around. They're parading around their new finery. Yay!
So if they're, because we talked about the gods being, you know, very large, and if they are, well, yeah, and if they are wearing them, you know, at that scale, then I think it makes sense that they're massive.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe this is who we were fighting.
Parading massive Sunless Ones. Fuck.
Yeah. So, do we think this is the thoroughfare into Trufast? Do we think it's that close to home?
Hmm. Maybe it's in the foothills of the mountain
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
on a volcano.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Mostly
basically
dormant.
we'd have
Yeah.
to we'd have to crest like, a the the edge to be able to see like what, you know,
Yeah.
the chaos. The
And do we think this is like set up like what we would imagine a parade is like the that the street is lined with people maybe who are being forced to
Mhm.
kneel
Yes.
and pray to
Mhm.
these things.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yes.
Ooh, you know what? I bet one of them has just like one of the prophets, like as a belt.
I
Yeah,
mean,
so
I don't think it's gonna catch anyone by surprise to guess what Charlotte and Trina and Sylvan's approach to this terrible sight would be. Violence? Is
oh,
the answer violence?
I think
violence
the
is
answer is
always
absolutely violence. Yeah.
absolutely violence. They're going to be like, no, 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 no. Oh, man. Yeah, this is.
Although we are unbelievably outnumbered. So
Mhm.
I wonder if, as we see the three of these, we can see that they are um, making their way through the crowd. And like Charlotte has a cloak up and is wearing, I think she's only wearing a breastplate that she's sort of hiding. And we can just see, the hilt of the Zweihander poking out. Uh, as she looks to Trina for the next move. I feel like Trina's probably the sneakiest of these three
Yeah,
by
definitely.
a long shot.
For sure.
I mean, I kind of imagine that, we have these drab pilgrim robes that
Hmm.
we're kind of blending into the crowds with, but Reno's is almost like just a fig leaf. It's not really hiding her black and blue garb, um, but no one seems to want to meet her gaze, as she walks down the street. Um, I I wonder if in this parade, maybe what we spot one um, part of this where the Sunless One is wearing the helm of Mavos,
Mm.
and it's almost like we can feel that this Sunless One is like invading the thoughts or the spirit of Mavos by wearing it. Um, and all the other ones are just kind of icky, but this is one that
This is the
can
one
kind of
that's
stand.
permeating, right? It's trying to what's the word? Twist. It's trying to
Yeah, yeah.
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 This is the one that I think Trina will say the people who want to lie to themselves can look at this and say it's Mavos. And so I think I think she just like walks straight out onto the parade route and say we're gonna tear down that facade. And you know her swords are out. as soon as the words leave her mouth, you know.
And as soon as you say that, I mean, like basically, it's like like Sovan's gonna like whirl around and like the pilgrim robe comes off, and like he's basically like twirling the the halberd around to basically be a nice little helicopter blade. So
And I think Charlotte will draw her sword and hold it one-handed because she's real buff, and whistle, and Amont's horse begins to clatter down the street.
and I think also too, I mean, like as he's like whipping around the the halberd to kind of cut down some of the forces that are keeping the forced onlookers, you know, prisoner or down. I think he's raising his prosthetic arm, and it's like the sanctity. He's actually calling out, and it's like using some of that ancient language, and like calling upon the sanctity of Mavos, and like you start to see runes like glow on his arm, you know, especially around the favor that's tied around it. So, but yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I wonder if maybe Trina says something like, "You will walk no further into Trufast. We stand here in the name of Hestia, goddess of the Hearth."
Nobody sees it, but Sovan's eyes. I mean, tears spring to Sovan's eyes. But yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Should we start our action montage, or should we roll dice and see how badly it goes?
Let's see how badly it goes. I think
Yeah. Dice first.
dice first. Oh my god! What the
Hmm.
fuck? Holy shit!
What have you done?
3 ones. What the hell? I mean, which dice?
Wow.
Which dice knows? Which dice knows me by now? So yeah. Okay, I got you. Which dice? It's okay. It's all right. I mean, it makes my life easy. I mean,
Makes your life very easy.
it's just like what? Ugh.
All right, I made my selections.
I have finished making my selection.
You don't want to think about it,
I
Mads?
don't want to think about it any more than I have to. No.
All right, all right.
Oh my goodness.
Are we all done? I know it took you a long time, Mads.
I know. It's just like such a hard decision. Okay.
T, you ready to
Yeah, let's reveal.
Okay. Oh no.
Interesting.
Awesome. Okay. All right. I
Yeah.
knew this was gonna happen. It's great. It's great. It's
Mm.
great. Oh man. Oh.
We need 2 successes or 3 successes. So for every person who,
So we
sorry, I'm asking about
to,
failure.
yeah. To succeed, we need more successes than failures.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Well, there you go. Crap. Okay. Yeah. Well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they both only have one wound remaining. Yep.
Yeah, and it doesn't make a difference
Mm-mm.
for me, so yeah. Oh man.
Morale has really gone into the toilet this week.
Hmm.
Wow. Well, it is an apocalyptic event, God damn it. So there you go. It's
Yeah.
like, what the fudge?
Um, it feels like they want to start.
Do you want 2 minutes?
Yeah, give me a second. I just want to like look at the things. All right. So, yeah, I think again, Sovan goes with the, kind of what he did when he was at the bridge. It's like, you shall not pass, and then like, gets all like, spinny bladey with the halberd, and yeah, I think he cuts a swath, and then he does sort of make a like a sanctified dent in the oncoming like Sunless One, especially with like his actual like arm and sanctified fist. But I think the sheer numbers that surround him pretty much start to overwhelm. Just unfortunately, like what happened with Dendeus, and yeah, I mean, I think he is unable to take on what is essentially becomes the horde, and then he, I think, will be ignominiously like kicked off to the side, and yeah, I mean, he'll definitely experience one wound that will be very fatal, and yeah, he goes down. But he'll do it. He'll do it laughing in the name of Mavos. Like he has the the blood stained grin. Like he's got like maybe like bruised head, and like he's just like, come on, I've got you, and I'll bring you down with me. And there you go.
Yeah, and I think some of that, I mean, I would hesitate to call it joy, but so much has been so confusing and unclear. Uh, and this, at least for Charlotte, is very simple. This is what she has trained to do. It's what she left to do. It's what she's always expected to die doing. Um, and in some ways, she almost seems more herself than she has since Mavos fell. And I think she drops the bridle. And this is a horse that she doesn't have an amazing relationship with, but she is, cutting swaths through. Um, hmm, would the Sunless Ones try and coerce the just like random people to stop her? Probably. They seem like they're awful. Um, yeah. Yeah, sorry, I'm thinking here. Uh that maybe that is what gets her is that she is uh she's slicing at some of these sunless ones. Maybe she is able to hamstring one and then land a killing blow before wheeling towards the one that has Mofus's helmet. And as she does that, these you know townspeople who are they under some sort of magical coercion? Are they just very scared? It's hard to tell, but they surround her and pull her from her horse. and when the crowd clears, she is dead.
I think Trina is just moving slowly back up the road. I think she makes the exact same cut Charlotte does to hamstring this one wearing Mavos's helmet, and then just walks up its prone body, stabbing all the way up until it reaches the throat. Um, and then leaps off and tackles the next one. And I think by the time it reaches um, the end of the line, we see her like look up and she sees Emont's steed there, and she looks up to see that Charlotte is not there. Maybe, um, maybe there's this bloody bridles hanging down, and I think that's when she sees um, the inhabitants of Trufast, who maybe we recognize a couple of them, hacking at Charlotte, and she just goes right through them. And I guess we get a shot of this thoroughfare, and each of these Sunless Ones has been taken down. I don't know how many there were, half a dozen, a dozen. And I think any of the still sane inhabitants had fled once this fighting had broken out. So there's no one left on this street. Just Trina and this horse. And I think Trina just doesn't do or say anything for a very long time.
Does she do anything with Mavos's helm?
Yeah, I think eventually she'll walk back down to that one and cut it off the Sunless One's head and stare at it and, I guess, start to polish it. But I think there's probably like a curse or two under her breath as she does it. I don't know whether this is because like she never wears armor and never has to clean it, or whether it's something a bit more, a bit darker. And then I think we just see her walk into the gates or up the steps of Trufast with the helm under her arm. Any, any other details we want to add before we close this chapter?
Not from me.
I think the Sunless One who had been able to wear Mabos's helm had been the one that had taken on like a more like massive aspect, and the others were lesser. You know, they the one that had been more godlike had achieved more mass because of the helm, and the others were what they were, darkness and shadow. And I think their remains don't really remain, because once the godlike one was taken care of, I think the rest of them started to dissipate. And their magics or their control started to fade away as well. Yeah.
Let's take a break and then we'll come back for our epilogue.
Okay.
Start. So let us move on to the epilogue. Our morale is down to 1. So, and we have 4 Lordsworn left alive. So that counts as a success, um, of sorts. So we're going to be choosing from the saved aspect. Text here probably doesn't fit exactly what we've just done, but I'll read it out nonetheless. You crest the final hill, turn the bend on the mountains you knew like the back of your hand, or break through dense forests and finally see your home once more. Sigh of relief throughout your company is felt, and in a brief moment you see the future that awaits your world. So we choose between these, our role, I don't know, between these 4, the healing, the burning, the godless, or the heroic. And then based on that, we're going to answer 3 questions, rolling 3d4 and assigning them as we know and love. So do we want to choose one of these or leave it completely to the fates and roll a single d4?
What do you think, T? I mean, like, I'm perfectly happy with either way.
I'm down to roll. None of them are given sort of threads that we've come across in the narrative. I could see any of them working.
Agreed.
Does someone else want to roll a d4 and see what uh, what witch dice in her wisdom is going to assign
Sure.
to us?
Sure, let me do it. 1.
Ooh,
Okay,
the
well,
healing.
the healing.
Uh, okay, yeah.
Did you want to read it, T?
No, I was just checking that you were recording.
Okay. It will take time, but your world will return to some semblance of normalcy. Scars will always remain, but bones will heal, bruises will fade, and gods will once again rise to shape the world. Okay. So on page 79, you will find the 3 questions and um, the questions and then like the 4 options for each. So I guess we should each roll a single d4 and then we will assign those. And I guess if this gives us a chance to work in the epilogues of our characters, we can do that too. Or we
Sure.
can maybe just do that afterwards, whatever makes the most sense.
2.
Okay, sorry, I should roll instead of just talking. So we have 2 2s and a 4. So I'll read out the questions, and then at least we kind of know the stakes. While the dark sets in, you know that against all logic, the morning will come. During your troubled journey, how has your home held out against the coming night? And the second question is, none will deny that you, as Lordsworns, have suffered the most, broken, battered, and bruised, just like the world. But it is how you heal from that trauma that determines who you are. What is your role in this time of grieving? And the third and final question is, the bonds of survival runs deep, but so does the pain of trauma. As the world around you slowly knits itself back together, how interconnected are the lives of surviving company members?
Mhm.
I think, and you can, like, we can totally discuss this, but I feel like given the way we've kind of built the narrative so far, it's 2, 2, and 4 in that order.
I could also see 2, 4, and 2 uh,
Okay.
if the veneration of Hestia becomes more widespread.
Ooh. Ooh. So, yeah, I mean, I could see that either. So either way, 2, 2, 4 or 2, 4, 2. What do you think, Dana?
Um, yeah, I kind of like that new exemplar, like the seed of a new goddess from our own ranks. Um, I'm not sure whether anyone else steps into that, but maybe that's for us to determine. And yeah, I kind of like the reunion thing because it means
Mm.
we can all um,
We can have
do
that as a
something
scene.
slightly different, yeah,
Oh.
with our
Yeah.
character epilogues. So the in terms of how our home is held out against the coming night, difficult, the accumulation of losses sits heavy on the brows of commoners and rulers alike. Your home has seen much erased, yet has still retained its spirit. It will bounce back. I think works for sure.
Yeah.
And in terms of our role in this time of grieving, for his new exemplars. Venerated as symbols of healing and growth from pain, you are your home's leaders and idols. You are beacons of survival and rebirth, a symbol of hope for this world. And the interconnectedness of our surviving company members are reunions. You mark your calendars and meet every year on the day you returned home. Each year feels lighter as it becomes easier to remember the hardships and easier still to speak of and cry for those you lost. Um, so yeah, I wonder, do you want to do like a quick epilogue for each of our survivors and kind of work in whatever seems most pertinent from that?
Yeah. Sounds good.
Um,
I wonder if we're all meeting at maybe it's been 5 years and we're meeting at a temple that's currently under construction. Um, and I don't know. Do you think Kai would have stuck around the mountain and be very involved in this, or let me rephrase this as a statement. Let's start with Kai. Instead of asking a bunch of leading questions that you may be like, no, to.
I think I think he would have created a scroll of the fallen, but also where they fell and how. Like he would have created some kind of like a record that we could bring back, and what we've that's what we've based the new exemplar stuff on, especially like for possible worship of Hestia. And I think maybe or Kai definitely, but anybody that wants to go with him will visit the place where Dandeus fell and still see Mavos's fingers burning, you know? And then he'll skirt near that one place that seems to move, but um, he knows that Zodi is in there somewhere. Like when it gets near the mist-ridden forest and the possibility of getting lost in that city, like he'll make an honoring fire um, for his spirit. And I think for those that faced off against the Sunless Ones, he will create some kind of, not monument, but some kind of marker, like, not of their, necessarily of their actual weapons, but like some kind of combination of their weapons, like Charlotte's Zweihander and um, Sovan's halberd, and, you know, mark it as something that people can look to and see where people made a stand against those that would try to be gods above them, but people prevailed. And I think perhaps he makes peace with the captain's memory and spirit for himself, and the reunions help. And I think maybe, depending on who goes with him on some of these pilgrimages to visit some of the areas where Lordsworn have fallen, maybe he'll actually tell them the story of the little figure that he received from his sibling, that his sibling had whittled for him when they were children, and he's carried ever since the battle where his sib had gone off and made him stay to protect the family and never returned. And he makes peace with that too.
I
And
wonder.
he will
Okay.
play. Sorry, just one more thing. He'll play his horn in honor of all.
And I wonder if in this new temple that arises, Kai himself is venerated as the saint of memory.
Um, I wonder in this new temple, maybe we see Wulfrid laying down the last few bricks around a doorway. So his weapon of choice now is a trowel, maybe. And we see him looking into the kind of inner sanctum and going, like, under his breath, say, Hearthsworn wasn't that tall.
Amazing.
Um, and yeah, I think probably a bunch of younger people working uh, under his wing at least, but kind of complaining and griping about the old man's grumpiness, you know. Um, but yeah, he wanders off still carrying that old leg wound or whatever that's slowing him down more and more every year. Um, yeah, probably. I don't know if Kai is showing up to this for the grand opening. Does that make sense?
I mean, he would too, especially if there was something very prominent for Hestia, and for the others, of course. But
Yeah.
he doesn't want to know about anything about for him. It's like that's ridiculous as far as he's concerned. He's just glad to remember them all.
You better not. You better put the nix on any temples or statues to me.
Why? You deserve to be honored just as much as any of them. And any of us.
Well,
You are a testament of our survival, our resilience, our toughness, endurance. You endured, my friend.
Captain, I know you're supposed to say shit like that, but that doesn't mean I have to lap it up.
You don't have to. I'm not saying you should. In fact, you can totally tell me off. And I will go on my way and know that I at least tried to give you some good words before I went off again. And want to go honor those that we want to remember.
Well, let's see if we can't spill some wine in their honor. Hmm?
I'm buying.
I know you're buying.
And I think when the two of you arrive at the tavern, you see that Jor'ilt is already there, and they've been traveling, spreading the word, and she. I don't think she wears her mask anymore. I think her face is just bare, and she sees the two of you and toasts and says, "If it isn't the saints of memory and endurance, Wulfrid, you know there's a temple to you out east."
I knew it. And he kind of slaps Wulfrid on the back.
That better be a joke and not some ham-fisted attempt to get me to walk 500 miles to make sure that there isn't.
Deny it all you want, and consider it a rumor if you'd like. You don't have to walk anywhere you don't want to. You deserve the rest.
You could
Girl,
always ride.
Pie is buying.
Yes, I am.
The local swill. And she pats the like pony cash she's got behind her and says, "I brought the good stuff from back east.
Ah,
Actually drinkable."
all right. Well, if you're offering, then I can pay you, at least,
Well, you can pay me by telling me how things have been back here. The new gods are hmm, not settling in super well with those of my homelands. It is contentious, but Vestia has a way about her, doesn't she?
Yes. And, it is all about faith and belief. I don't have to know anything more than I believed in all of you. Getting here. And we will always remember and this is where he raises his cup of the swill or of the good stuff, whatever you have offered. And we'll make the toast to our friends, surviving and the fallen. May we always remember.
For those who fight.
I think the door opens at that, right? And in walks Trina. Based on previous years, she's been wandering, hinting. Anyone who is at the cataclysm, anyone who whispers names to the Sunless Ones, anyone she's still angry at. Sorry I'm late.
Will you take a rest, my friend? Jor'ilt has brought us the good stuff, as she says.
Not the swill that's usually here?
No. Although I was willing to buy.
You can take the next round.
So I will.
Are you a wine trader now, Jor'ilt? Is that what you're doing with yourself?
Well, if I'm going back and forth anyway, I might as well carry something and make it worth the trip. And I will know if there's some temples that happen to spring up between here and there to maybe the Saint of Silence. Well, who can say? She hands you a glass. There are worse words to hear.
True.
I appreciate a good fire and a good glass of wine like the next person.
That's good, because we appreciate your presence, as always.
Life and soul of the party.
And, yeah, I think maybe, instead of, solemn, honor, it's more of a, kind of like more of a mellow melody that Kai now pulls out his horn and plays, like off to the side. Yeah.
Is that where we leave it?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. As the camera draws back and then sees the remaining Lordsworn enjoying the drink and the company.
Okay. Yeah, let's stop the recording and we'll do our debrief.